Good morning, everyone. I'm Leanne Scott. Welcome to Beyond Interiors. We specialize in Japanese anime fabric, Hawaiian, Australian Aboriginal fabric, and of course, Laurel Birch, a San Francisco designer of fabric, jewelry, totes, socks, and much more. Yesterday, I spoke a little bit about Laurel Birch and the fabrics that we carry. Today, I am going to talk about Hawaiian designs, excuse me, and Japanese anime. I myself have been pronouncing it incorrectly. Anime is pronounced Ahkneemay, anime. And of course, that word is an abbreviation that comes from from animation. In Japan, anime refers to all animation. However, outside of Japan, it has become a catch-all term for animation just from Japan. As you know, it's been very popular in as well as our comics in the US. This is a popular form of comics there, but it has taken kind of a twist, and a lot of the designs have reached fabric, which is very unique, very hard to find. We just love it, so we really seek out the pieces that we buy, and I know they've been really popular in all of our shows. So no further ado, I'm going to get going on, first of all, Japanese fabric is, I think of Japanese fabric in general as very, very cute, similar to Hello Kitty. And so I'm going to show a few pieces of that, which describes that. Here we've got some prince and princesses. We've got a monkey in various costumes, just cute fabric. And this is our Japanese fabric. Here's a couple more. One is a sushi train, sushi of all kinds, and they're going along tracks. The other one is the little kokeshi Japanese dolls that they've dressed up in various little kimonos. So that's kind of the Japanese fabric. Then I kind of go into Hawaiian, and I'm doing this in a particular order, so you'll be able to kind of see what happens to the fabrics. Here's one with Hawaii, the different bugs and frogs and leaves, and so kind of flora and fauna. The other one shows little hula girls on surfboards. There's a few Japanese elements with the dolls and the torii gates. Of course, there's a little sushi in there as well. This is the one in the black background, has a lot to look at, much more than I could even describe to you here. This is a fairly new fabric that we just got. All the Hawaiian foods, ramen, saimin, poke, along with the soy sauce. And now we're getting into kind of some of the cutesy fabric with pineapples, lounging on the beach, the volcanoes, snorkeling, and I think in here too there's pineapple paddlers in a canoe. The other one are little boy and girl hula in hula costumes, and of course there's starting to be some Japanese elements with the takoyaki, which is the octopus, the red octopus up there. Okay, now I'm going to go into some of the fusion stuff that is happening, which I've kind of showed you there as well. Some of this fabric is called tomodachi. Tomodachi in Japanese means friends. And I think this is kind of the crossover between Hawaii and Japan. As you can see, there's little hula girl mermaids. There's little kind of like the Blues Brothers, only they're called Tomodachi twins. There's a ninja, and of course the octopus, which is well known for its name, takoyaki Todd. Takoyaki again is octopus. So there's kind of some crossover here of Hawaii and Japan. Again here with the various girls in kimonos. the little bear here with kind of the King Kamehameha crown or hat. Again, the takoyaki Todd. So, it looks kind of Hawaiian, it looks kind of Japanese, but this is kind of the fusion fabric. And again, these are hard to find, unfortunately, very hard to find. Then we go into some of these bears, and these are kind of getting very, very whimsical. The little dogs and cats and bears, and this is very kind of Japanese. And then, of course, they throw in kind of the tropical look. So again, with the Hawaii kind of theme. A couple of things that I think are really quite interesting are the story tales, or the fairy tales. Here's Little Red Riding Hood, and here is Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. And it's kind of a takeoff on that in fabric. Very, very cute. Again, we're having a hard time finding it. So it's going to be interesting what happens as far as this kind of fabric goes. Here again is kind of a multicultural fabric of, there's zoo animals, giraffes, and elephants. There's a Japanese woman in kimono next to a torii gate with little sushi that are walking. It talks about Route 66 in Hollywood. Very, very fun fabric. There's Mount Fuji in here. There's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So it's all over the map as far as different kinds of designs. I am wearing a blouse that I made, and it's out of this fabric, which I just absolutely love, and we're unable to get this anymore. What we have is what we get, but if you look at this, it's so intricate. It's got little sumos. It's got the little anime girls in various costumes. It's got the Japanese little girl in a hula skirt. There are French fries. There's the Statue of Liberty. There is all kinds of sushi in here, onigiri, which is rice balls. It's just really fun fabric. So we have that in a couple of different background colors, but I wanted to share that with you as well. And here are just very, very whimsical Japanese fabric that actually my friend in Japan gave me. And of course, these are all for sale on our website in various forms, usually fat quarters, yards, and some pieces are kind of different sizes depending on what we've got. I also wanted to talk about different things I made similar to my blouse, which I showed you the fabric. I made a matching mask in the same fabric. Here's another mask in a different fabric, and a pot holder that my business partner made with all the koi flags that are very typical Japanese. And she also made a wine carrier, great as a gift in this Hawaiian fabric. So some of these items we have made, they are for sale on our website. A lot of it, obviously, we have fabric. We specialize in Australian Aboriginal design fabric, obviously the Japanese anime, the Hawaiian designs, and the Laurel Birch design, which she's best known for her cats. I wanted to thank the Wisconsin Quilt Guild for reaching out to us to allow us to be a virtual vendor for the quilt show. We are based in California, so obviously this is a first time for us, and we really appreciate them reaching out. And for all the attendees, we are offering 15% off our entire website, and $100 or more purchase will entitle you to free shipping. So in addition to the fabric that we have on our website, we've got jewelry, a great line called Firefly, very glitzy jewelry that has semi-precious stones, and my business partner makes jewelry out of lampwork and Venetian glass beads. They're all one of a kind. We have socks, and I will just go over kind of briefly some of the socks we have, which you might be interested in. Of course, knitting and quilting girl socks that have been very popular. We've got Laurel Birch socks, and this is what I talked about yesterday, but I just thought I'd show you a couple of designs. Dogs and cats probably are particularly very, very popular designs. We've got some horses of Laurel Birch. Um, all these are very, very popular socks, and you can see them on our website. We even have some men's socks. Here's Laurel Birch Designs and Giraffe and cats. We've got other men's socks. We carry kids' socks, and a line of things that we have made, and that's kind of in our fun section. So be sure and check that section out. Anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat. But it's the fabric is very, very interesting how it's kind of evolved and how the different designs have come to be. Great for your quilts, especially some of these smaller patterns, and not just for kids quilts as well. But we have had just enormous fun with it. Obviously, our business is geared for live shows, which hasn't happened in the last year and a half or so. But we've been doing a lot of virtual shows and hoping to connect with everybody soon if things turn around. I know most of you are probably based out of Wisconsin or East. We are going to be in a California show mid-October at the Santa Clara Convention Center in South Bay. And that's the big Pacific International Quilt Festival. We have been attending that for 25 years, I think, as a vendor. So that will be our first live show. We're excited to get back and do that. I am truly hoping that I'll remember how to set up our booth. It's always going to be a challenge. Anyway, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to kind of go over the different things. One thing I didn't mention is some of these characters in the Japanese anime. They all have names, and I'll just kind of read some of them. Some of them I mentioned, some of them I did not. But the Tomodachi twins, who are those two in black suits, Super Moki and Puppy Smalls. And this is a little boy kind of in a Superman cape with, I'm trying to think if I've got that fabric out here. And he is with his little dog. And it was really funny when I looked at fabric that we just got in, and he is with a mask. So obviously this fabric has come out since COVID. I thought that was very funny. The dog and the little boy have masks. There's the Ninja 808 called Shinobi Sam, and of course the Takoyaki Todd, which I think I mentioned in a couple of the fabrics in the beginning. So again, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to kind of repeat now what I said in the beginning for those that are tuning in now. I'm Leanne Scott with Beyond Interiors. We're based in California. This is the first time we're doing the Wisconsin Quilt Show. We were just delighted to be invited to be a virtual vendor. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Japanese anime. Anime, and this is something new to me. I was always calling it anime. Anime is pronounced AHKNEEMAY. It's an abbreviation for the word animation, of course. In Japan, this word refers to all animation. However, outside Japan, like the US, we think of anime as strictly Japanese, and that's kind of all animation coming from Japan. That's what we call it, which is kind of interesting. And why is anime so special? I think it sums up in two words. It's very different. Unlike American Batman and Spider-Man and our comics that run in the daily papers, this is a bit different, a bit whimsical. It includes, the artwork. It includes storytelling and just very interesting and cute characters. If I could sum up one thing about Japan is their stuff is just cute. And so I'm going to start out a little bit with the Japanese fabric that we have. And this is the monkey in various designs and costumes. And this is the little prince and princess in their various costumes. Just cute stuff. cute, like in Hello Kitty, which I think most of you are probably familiar with. That was very, very popular when things like that came out from Japan. So these are a couple fabrics we've got. Um, this is the sushi train. It's got all the nigiri sushi going on tracks. And the other is little wooden kokeshi dolls in various kimonos and colors. So very Japanese, very whimsical and cute. Now I'm going to go a little bit into the Hawaiian because you'll start seeing some fusion in what I'm showing. So here's some Hawaiian fabric with the geckos and the insects and the various leaves of plants and frogs. And in this other one, there's the volcano and little hula girls on surfboards and hula girls dancing. And then you kind of see some Japanese elements with fans and shoyu or the soy sauce bottles and sushi and the torii gate up there at the top, and just very, very intricate designs, which is kind of starting to show a little bit of fusion in the Hawaiian fabric. I'm going to show the food. This is fairly new for us, but the Hawaiian, there's, the moco loco, there's saimin, there's ramen, there's all kinds of sushi, there's poke. Anyway, this is kind of a fun Hawaiian print with all the local foods. And then we've got the little kind of fusion. Well, it's kind of these are probably more Hawaiian. These have got the little volcano. It's got the little pineapple kids hats, snorkeling, playing the ukulele. These other ones have the little boy and girl in hula costumes, the tikis, obviously the fish, and just very cutesy Hawaiian patterns. So now I'm going to go into some of the Japanese fabrics. Here we've got the bears, cats, and various costumes, little bunnies, little, it's just kind of cutesy, very typical Japanese characters. Same with this one. And this one, and of course, these are more on the animals. They're showing a lady in a kimono. And then I'm going to concentrate a little bit about this one because this one shows both the ninja, which has a name called Shinobi Sam. It shows the octopus, which is called takoyaki Todd. Takoyaki is octopus in Japanese. It's got the Tomodachi twins. Tomodachi means friends in Japan. These are kind of like Blues Brothers, but yet it's saying kind of the road to Hana. And then there's volcanoes and all that. So again, kind of the Japanese characters now kind of fusing with a lot of the Hawaiian stuff. And this is again a lot of Japanese anime with the woman in the kimono, and of course they're showing the little bear. He's got like a King Kamehameha, headdress on. This other one is really a fusion of all kinds of fabric because it's got Route 66. It's got a woman in a kimono next to a torii gate with dancing sushi. It's got animals, and it's got the Leaning Tower of Pisa. This is just and a pagoda. I mean, it's just a fun fabric. These are getting harder and harder to find, but these are the Japanese take on our fairy tales, Little Red Riding Hood and Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. And again, the more you look at this, the more the detail of all the different characters and the different storylines that are going on in these fairy tales. These are quite fun, and we've had great fun selling these. Okay, now I'm going to get back to just the cutesy Japanese fabric. Here we've got whimsical, things on both. I mean, characters, just little kids, just fun, cute stuff. These are the same fabric, kind of in a different background. They're probably my favorite. This is the one that I'm wearing. I made a blouse out of. The fabric is just, there's so much detail. There's a little devil, there's sumo, there's Dracula, there's little girls in anime costumes, there's the Statue of Liberty, there's French fries. I mean, you name it. It's just too cute. Little onigiri, which is rice balls with feet, but just fun fabric. I happened to make a mask out of the fabric to match my shirt. Here's another Japanese design fabric that I made another mask. My business partner, Julie, made a pot holder out of the little kites and things. And then she also made a wine carrier as a, gift bag or a gift bag out of some Hawaiian fabric. So I just wanted to show you some of the items that we make. Very popular are our knitting girl, quilting girl socks. We've got, and I'm going to show this because I think you might be interested in. I talked about Laurel Birch yesterday. These are all Laurel Birch designs. So dogs and cats in the socks. We even have men's socks. This is just Laurel Birch, the cats and the giraffes, but we've got drinks, and those are men's socks. So I wanted to tell you, not only do we specialize in Japanese anime and Hawaiian designs, which I'm talking about today, but we have a whole line of Australian Aboriginal fabric, as well as Laurel Birch. She's a San Francisco designer that's pretty well known for her cats, but mostly cats, dogs, and mythical animals. But each year they come out with a different theme of fabric that usually is not repeated. In addition to that, we sell jewelry. My business partner, Julie, makes one-of-a-kind jewelry out of lampwork and Venetian glass beads. And we have another line called Firefly, which is semi-precious stones and very glitzy jewelry. So please visit our website to see that. And then we've got a whole line of gift items, like I showed you, pot holders. We've got table runners, napkins. And if there's anything that you would like us to make, I know most of you are probably sewers, but sometimes we don't have time. We have made napkins, table runners, pot holders for people that want them as gifts. And the holidays are coming, so you might think about visiting our website. We are offering 15% off our entire website, and $100 or more purchase entitles you to free shipping. So we really thank the Wisconsin Quilt Guild for giving us an opportunity to showcase our stuff and to have it available to you online, because we're based in California. So this is the first time we're doing the Wisconsin show, but I've heard so many great things about it. My daughter is married to a young man who came from Wisconsin. His parents just moved here. And actually it was Linda who mentioned, hey, you might want to check into that show because it's really great. And I've been to it, and she's a quilter sewer. So anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat, and I'm happy to answer any questions. But again, we're offering that 15% discount website wise just with the Wisconsin Quilt Show. So for those of you joining us, I am talking today about Hawaiian and Japanese anime fabric that we specialize in. I was pronouncing it incorrectly. I was always calling it anime, but it's actually pronounced anime, AHKNEEMAY, and it's abbreviation for anything to do with animation in Japan. And of course, outside of Japan, it's been exclusive to just the artwork and the comic books and all that come out of Japan. And why is it so special? I mean, it's very different. It's similar in a way to our comic books like Superman and Batman, but I think it goes further into describing, a story, kind of storylines with various characters, and a lot of these characters in the fabric and in the designs have specific names. I mean, it's similar to Hello Kitty. I think if I were to sum up this kind of fabric, it's just really cute. Stuff that comes out of Japan is just cute. So I'm going to go over the first some of the Japanese fabric. Here we've got a monkey in various costumes, very typical Japanese. Here we've got little prince and princesses, again in various costumes. Just cute fabric. Here's little kokeshi dolls, the little wooden dolls, but they're showing the kimonos or the dresses, various colors, just cute fabric. Here's another one with a sushi train. It's all the nigiri sushi and rolled sushi on train tracks with little houses. Just cute fabric. The Hawaiian fabric, here's some that are fairly new that we just got in, I think. Here's some pineapple people. You've got a little volcano. You've got, kind of the flora, and here's a little boy with a snorkeling gear, and a little boy and girl in hula outfits. I think I may have that upside down. In hula outfits, ukulele, she's doing, and of course they've got little fish and octopus and porpoises, and so very, very Hawaiian. Here's some new fabric we got in for that's all Hawaiian food, spam musubi, there's poke, there's Simon, there's ramen, the loco moco, which are very, very cute. And then we've got the bugs, the insects and frogs and leaves, Hawaiian, very Hawaiian. The other one is little hula girls on surfboards, and then we've got the little kites. This is kind of more getting into the Japanese, little kites, fish kites. The torii gate at the top. There's some sushi in here. There's a volcano. There's the shoyu bottles or soy sauce bottles. Anyway, this is kind of starting to get some fusion into the fabric. And now I'm going to go into more of that fusion with Japanese and, well, this is really multicultural. They've got Route 66 on here, a woman in a kimono with a torii gate. There's like African animals. So there's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. There's Mount Fuji, all kinds of things. Hollywood sign. That's just an eclectic type of design. These are a take on our fairy tales, Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and the storyline continues throughout the fabric. She's walking along, she meets the big bad wolf, and here's Snow White with the seven dwarves, although Snow White looks very Asian, and kind of the Asian umbrellas. It's just very fun fabric, getting harder and harder for us to get. And here we go into some of the Japanese, really anime, and I'm hoping that you see the little boy, maybe not. Anyway, there's a woman, in a kimono. There is all kinds of characters, the doctors. There's this little boy called, and his dog, and he's called, oh, excuse me, I've just forgotten. He's called Super Moki, and his dog is called Puppy Smalls. But they've got the octopus, which has a name, Takoyaki Todd. Takoyaki is octopus in Japanese. But this is very fun fabric that we've had. And then we recently got fabric that had the little boy and the dog in a mask. So that's fairly new because of COVID, I guess. I didn't really notice that until yesterday when I was looking at that. And And here it is. Here's the little boy and the dog here, and they've got little masks on. What a time, huh? So I'm going to talk a little bit about Tomodachi. Tomodachi in Japan means friends. And I think, again, this is evident in the crossover with the Japanese and the Hawaiian fabrics, and hence the character names as well. But it shows, the love, friendship, just darling cutesy fabric. Here's some more just very whimsical, very, very Japanese fabric that is just actually kind of hysterical. Nice characters. And then I wanted to show you, this is probably my favorite. This is the same design, but a little bit different background color. I happen to have made a blouse in one of these, but if you look carefully, it's got sumos, it's got little devils, it's got sushi, it's got Dracula, it's got the Statue of Liberty, it's got little hula girls and girls in various anime costumes. It's got a hamburger. It's got a bowl of noodles. It's just, the more you look at it, it's just too much. It's just so much fun, so happy, so colorful. I made a mask out of one of our Japanese fabrics. And again, I made a mask to match my shirt that I'm wearing. My business partner, Julie, made a wine gift bag carrier and a pot holder. That's the Japanese koi on a stick, like flags. So we offer all this fabric. Our website is 15% off for just the Wisconsin attendees. $100 or more will get you free shipping. And in addition to the Japanese anime, Hawaiian designs that I've been showing you today, we have Australian Aboriginal fabric. We have Laurel Birch, best known for her probably cats. We've got socks. We've got jewelry. My business partner, Julie, makes one-of-a-kind jewelry from lampwork and Venetian glass beads. Another line called Firefly, which is semi-precious stones and glitzy. It's just very glitzy jewelry. And what I call our section is just fun stuff. Lots of gifts, things we've made, napkins, table runners from a lot of the fabric. If there's something that you would like us to make for you, we'd be happy to do that. Just email us, providing we've got the fabric. But I hope you'll visit our website and check it out. Again, thank you to the Wisconsin Quilt Guild for inviting us to participate virtually. We are based in California, so this is the first time we're doing this show. For all you quilters and knitters out there, we've got Quilting Girl and Knitting Girl socks that are very popular at our shows. We have a lot of creative people who are not only knitters, but stitchers too. So here we go with llamas with the wool. These have been all popular. And of course, sheep socks for the wool that they get from the sheep and can knit things. These are all women's sizes. We have some men's that are Laurel Birch design, giraffe, cat. We've got a lot more men, and we have children's socks. Here's some horses. Anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit of what's been popular at our shows. I appreciate you tuning in. And again, if you're just joining us, I am Leanne Scott with Beyond Interiors. We specialize in Japanese anime and Hawaiian design fabric, Laurel Birch fabric, and Australian Aboriginal fabric. And so today I am going to talk a little bit about Japanese anime. And I was pronouncing it incorrectly. I was calling it anime, but anime is actually pronounced Ahkneemay, anime. And so that term is pretty much anything that's coming out of Japan. for the US and I think beyond, I think when we think of anime, we just think of Japanese animation because that's what it is. But in Japan, um, I think it's a little bit different. So it's kind of interesting. Unlike our Batman and Spider-Man comics, um, it's a bit different because it is not only the artwork and storytelling, but there's all kinds of characters that make up a lot of their designs. Some are geared for children, some are geared for adults. Um, Obviously, the designs in the fabric are multi. I mean, they're children, and so that is something that's kind of interesting. A lot of the characters have names. Tomodachi Twins, Super Moki and Puppy Smalls, Ninja or Shinobi Sam, Takoyaki Todd. Takoyaki is octopus in Japan, in Japanese. So with that, I am going to start out with some Japanese fabric, which I just think is cute. Similar to Hello Kitty, we've got the various monkeys in costumes. We've got the little prince and princesses in various costumes. Just really cute fabric. Here we've got a couple of different styles. Here's the little kokeshi dolls, the little wooden dolls. Of course, their little girls are all dressed in different kimonos with different colors. We've got a train track with sushi, nigiri sushi going along the tracks. And of course, some rolled sushi as well. Just again, cute fabric. That's kind of what I associate Japan with. In the Hawaiian fabric, here we've got some bugs and geckos and caterpillars and different leaves. We've also got starting to get some fusion with Japan and Hawaii with hula girls, but yet you've got little Japanese fans, little fish flags, the torii gate, the wooden torii gate, sushi, rice balls. We've got tiki gods and bow ties, it looks like, in shoyu or soy sauce bottles. And again, kind of fusion of Japanese and Hawaiian. These are fairly new fabrics that we got in. One is the Hawaiian foods, saimin, lokomoko. There's poke, all kinds of things. And this one is little kids in pineapple hats with ukuleles, and and then the volcano, and there's some snorkeling and some skydiving, and so just again, cute Hawaiian fabric. Here's some others that are little boys and girls in hula costumes, and here we go with the Japanese octopus, the takoyaki Todd. And on the other one, we've got little girls with umbrellas and kimonos and little nigiri sushi, which is a little rice balls. And this is all about tomodachi, which means friends in Japan. So there, hence the love, but it kind of has a combination of both. So that's anyway. So here are a couple of other examples. Again, cutesy Japanese characters, dogs and cats, little kids. This one is fairly new, and this is also called Tomodachi. Here we've got the Takoyaki Todd, the octopus. We've got the Tomodachi twins, or like kind of the Blues Brothers. We've got the ninja Shinobi Sam on a surfboard. We've got the volcano, and we've got these characters here, the little boy and the little dog. Here. And if you'll notice, I'm going to put this real close. They've got masks on. So obviously this fabric has been printed since COVID. But in the other fabrics, we've got the little boy and the little dog do not have masks. And of course, these characters have a name. It's called Super Moki, is a little boy, and Puppy Smalls is the little dog. And you've got the King Kamehameha bear. I mean, it's got a King Kamehameha like hat going to Hana. Again, the cutesy fabric, Japanese Hawaiian kind of blend in both of those. Here we've got the same. Here's the little boy and Puppy Smalls. Again, no masks. We've got the geisha or the Japanese woman in the kimono. We've got Takoyaki Todd down here. We've got a little nurse. Just lots of cutesy, different characters. This one is very interesting because it's a crossover on a lot of different levels. It's got the Leaning Tower. It's got Mount Fuji. It's got a woman by a torii gate in a kimono. It's got African animals in here. It's got a cowboy, it looks like, on a donkey. It's got Hollywood. It's got a motorcycle. Anyway, this is just a real fun fabric. And of course, their take on our fairy tales. So fairy tales, here we've got Little Red Riding Hood and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's the whole storyline, her meeting up with the wolf, Snow White, the castle, and the dwarves. And of course, they're all they all look very Asian. So it's a take on that. These are just cute fabric, just whimsical cute, very Japanese, with all kinds of characters, funny faces, just fun. So those are a couple of fabrics we feature, and probably the most popular, my favorite are these. And this is what I've made a blouse, I'm wearing it. This is such fun fabric because the more you look at it, the more you see there is so much detail. They've got a sumo, they've got Dracula, they've got the Statue of Liberty, they've got little girls in the anime costumes, they've got French fries, they've got I love New York City. You name it, the more you look at it, there's a Dracula in here that looks like King Kong carrying the woman, Fay Ray, but just fun fabric. And we just love it. We've really sold a lot of it. So some of the things I made, in addition to the shirt I'm wearing, I made a mask to match it. I made another mask out of some of our Asian fabric. Julie, my business partner, made a pot holder of the little koi flags. She also made a wine carrier gift bag out of the Hawaiian fabric. We sell, in addition to the fabric, we sell socks, and of course, quilting and knitting girl socks have been very popular. So in addition to the Hawaiian and Japanese anime, we sell Australian Aboriginal fabric. We sell Laurel Birch fabric, which I talked about yesterday. Best known for her cat designs, which we have some of her cat fabric. We are offering 15% off our entire website just for Wisconsin Quilt Show attendees. And we just want to thank the Guild so much for including us as a virtual vendor for the show. We are based in California, so this is the first time we have participated in the Wisconsin Quilt Show. It's so well run, so delightful to work with everyone. They've made it so easy, and we are just happy to be able to bring our merchandise to you via their show. So I thank you for watching. I hope you'll visit our website. If you're just joining us, I'm Leanne Scott with Beyond Interiors. We're based in California, and this is the first time we're participating in the Wisconsin Quilt Show, and we thank them for including us. I'm going to be talking in this last segment, repeating the discussion about Japanese anime, and I have been pronouncing it incorrectly. I've been calling it anime. but it's actually anime, Ahkneemay. It's an abbreviation for the word animation. In Japan, that word is used for all animation. However, outside of Japan, it's a catch-all term for just animation coming out of Japan. We know that as Japanese anime. And I think in Japan, it's beyond the artwork, it's themes and concepts and storytelling and characters, and they're kind of all lumped up. We have our comics like Superman or Batman, but these are all various characters. They all have names. They've incorporated this into the design of fabrics, which is just so much fun. However, getting harder and harder for us to find. So we are constantly on the lookout for it. Similar to Hello Kitty, which I think Hello Kitty stuff is just cute. Japanese stuff is cute. Kawaii is the term in Japan. So I'm going to show you monkey fabric, monkeys in design, in various costumes, Japanese prince and princess in various costumes, just cute fabric. Here we've got little girls in, these are called kokeshi dolls. They're little wooden dolls, but in the fabric, they're little girls that are dressed in different colored kimonos, and just cute. Here we've got inari sushi and rolled sushi on train tracks with chopsticks and little houses. And again, just cute fabric, I think. Hawaiian designs, here we've got bugs and caterpillars and leaves and dragonflies with all kinds of different leaves. Very, very Hawaiian. And here we're going to see some fusion in the Hawaiian and Japanese design. We've got hula girls on surfboards, hula girls dancing. We've got a torii gate, which is very Japanese, and sushi, which is Japanese, and then a volcano, which is Hawaiian, and we've got soy sauce bottles, shoyu bottles, rainbows. I mean, it's just fun fabric. Here we've got little pineapple people, little snorkelers and sunbathers. We've got a volcano. We've got various Hawaiian foods, moko loco, saimin. We've got ahi, poke, lau lau, fun food fabric. And then here we go with little boys and girls in hula costumes, surfboards, various fish. We've got some Japanese characters here, and girls in kimonos. Just fun fabric. I wanted to point out something that I thought was really quite interesting is this fabric, which we just got in. Here's, again, this is called tomodachi. Tomodachi means friends in Japan. And again, kind of a crossover between Japan and Hawaii. We've got the Tomodachi twins. We've got Super Moki and his dog, Puppy Smalls. Please note that the little boy and dog are now in a mask, which means this fabric was printed during COVID or after COVID happened. I just noticed that yesterday. There was a lot of Hawaiian terms in here. There's a ninja on a surfboard. There's takoyaki Todd at the bottom. That's takoyaki is octopus in Japanese. So that he's a character in the Japanese anime. And of course, the bear here with kind of a King Kamehameha helmet or headdress, and again, the volcano. But that's been interesting fabric. This as well, with the little girl in a kimono, the little sushi or onigiri, which is rice balls. Again, Tomodachi is the theme with love, friendship. Um, and then we've got uh, fairy tales. So we've got Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. We've got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's the story throughout the fabric with these fairy tale fabrics. We just love them. They're getting harder and harder to get. This one is quite fun. It's, I guess, the world, because they've got the Leaning Tower of Pisa. They've got Mount Fuji. They've got Route 66 in Hollywood. They've got a Japanese woman in a kimono with the Torii Gate. They've got African animals. It's kind of like a catch-all for all kinds of fun, just fun. And of course, here's more of the Japanese anime. Here we've got a doctor, and we've got a woman in a kimono, and we've got fish and little Japanese cats. And I'm hoping I can show you the little boy there. And again, no mask. They've got sunglasses on, but no mask. Unlike, since this is a little bit older fabric. So that's kind of what we've got there. Probably my most favorite fabric is what I'm wearing. I made a blouse out of this. And of course, this is this fabric. There is so much to look at on this fabric. There are the little girls in the Japanese anime costumes. There's a devil, there's Dracula, there's a sumo, there's I Love New York City. There are skyscrapers and the Statue of Liberty and onigiri, which are rice balls, and it looks like some kind of porridge. And the more you look at it, the more it's just unbelievable how much detail goes into that. Here we've got just cute fabric, very Japanesey, very Japanese characters and looks, just very, very fun. That's another one. I made a couple of masks. One is out of this Japanese kokeshi doll fabric. The other one matches my blouse that I made, and that's the fabric I just showed you with all that intricate detail. My business partner, Julie, made the koi on the flags. It's a pot holder. She made a wine bottle carrier gift bag out of some of the Hawaiian fabric we've had. And I just wanted to show a couple of our socks. These have been very popular, Quilting Girl and Knitting Girl. So we want to thank the Wisconsin Quilt Guild for giving us this opportunity to be a virtual vendor. We are located in California. It's the first time we're participating, and we're offering 15% off to all attendees of the Wisconsin Quilt Show, and this is 15% off our entire website. So our website not only has Japanese anime and Hawaiian fabric, we also have Australian Aboriginal fabric. We've got Laurel Birch fabric, who's a San Francisco designer, mostly known for her cat fabric, which we have, that I spoke about yesterday. In addition to that, we have a whole line of whimsical socks, both Laurel Birch and others. We've got a line of jewelry that my business partner makes out of lampwork and Venetian glass beads. Another line called Firefly, very glitzy, semi-precious stones. And then we've got our fun section, which are things that we have made from the fabric that we carry, such as table runners, napkins, pot holders, like these wine gift bags. And if there's something, most of you I know are sewers, but if you don't have the time or would like us to make something for you, like a table runner or napkins, if we have the fabric, we'd be happy to do that. And we've done that a lot. So you would just need to visit our website, reach out to us if you want us to make something. We're happy to do that. We appreciate the opportunity to bring our merchandise to you via online, and we hope that you'll take advantage of the 15% off. Again, thank you so much to the Wisconsin Quilt Guild for giving us this opportunity. We really have had a great time presenting our fun stuff to you, and hope you gained a little knowledge on the Japanese anime fabric that's out there. It's getting tougher for us to find it, so we hope you take advantage of finding a special piece online. Thank you.